Hi folks, you know who I am, you know what I do, you know why we're here, so let's skip the intro and let's get down to it. Okay, today I'm going to talk about two short comic book stories, one bad, one good. We're going to start with the bad first, and of course, wouldn't you know, it comes from Star Wars Tales. Issue number 15. It's called Lucky Stars, and it's written by Brian Augustine. Now, in this story, Leia travels to Elverian to retrieve a holocube that has a lot of secret locations to rebel bases. So it got stolen. She really needs to save it, get it out of the clutches of the Empire, because the person who got it is trying to sell it to the Empire. And all the while you're reading it, you're going, wow, I don't care. Like I said, Star Wars Tales, hit or miss. This one's a complete strikeout for me. The whole time, it was. I even looked it back over right before this review. I was like, yeah, there's nothing interesting in this at all. It's like, okay, why would they send Leia? Maybe she has friends there, connections. I can't remember what it was, but why send the head of the Rebel Alliance to go on such a dangerous mission? Don't they have other special agents who could go after the stinking holocube? And why keep all your rebel bases locations in one holocube and not guard it with your life? I don't know. Now, of course, it doesn't explain how it got stolen, but I mean, maybe they got hijacked or something. But I think I'd guard that a little bit more safely. Or is there a better way to transport stuff? Remember, I'm not coming down too hard on this because this isn't an old Marvel Star Wars story where hokiness can be accepted because maybe they didn't think as deep into the stories back then. But goodness gracious, by the time Star Wars Tales was out, that was when at least the prequels were out by this time, and they should have known better. I don't know. It seems like anyone who was anybody who had an idea about anything, no matter how random, no matter how awful, they're like, hey, just put it in there. We need some garbage to fill this issue, so go ahead. I hate to come down on it that hard, but I was just really bored even rereading it for this review, so that should tell you something. Okay, so let's get to the one that I'm super excited to talk about, and of course, I want to talk about it because Zach Giangelo wrote it. Oh wait, no, I'm not excited about who wrote it, even though I thought he did a good job. I'm excited because it's a Star Wars adventure comic book. No, I'm not excited about that either. Why am I excited about it? Oh, right, because it's about the Ewoks. This is Ewoks Shadows over Endor. Man, this story, I don't want to spoil anything of it because, of course, it deals with the Ewoks and an adventure with the Duloks, which were from the cartoon series. But that's not all it has. I mean, it mentions the Sun Star. It ties in, it kind of melds the movies and the cartoon together and weaves it in perfectly. There's mentions from the Ewok movies. Sherelle, the evil Dothamir witch, is in it. She gets called upon. So many cool. It's cool to see Latara, who is never mentioned in any. Remember, I did all those reviews of those Ewok books a long time ago. Latara is not in any of those for some reason. Kanisha's in it. And of course Pablo, I think, is in. Pablo's in a few. Tebow's in them. Wicked's in them, of course. Some of his brothers are in them. But is Latara, who was in the cartoon at the time, is she featured in any of those children's books back in the 1980s and stuff? No, she wasn't, which I was very confused. Even the little baby books from the Ewoks cartoon did not mention Latara. She's like totally ignored. I don't know why. But in this comic book, she is in it, and I love it. I love seeing the characters from the cartoon, but seriously drawn in a really serious battle with the Duloks or things going on, and a lot of just tie-ins from anything Ewok. That was so refreshing. Now, of course, this book does lead into a tie-in. It fast forwards a few months to Return of the Jedi, but I'm going to put it here because most of it happened shortly after Empire in this storyline. Now, I gotta be honest, I think this was the last Star Wars adventure comic book to come out, and it came out, if I remember right, it came out like a year later than all the other ones. Like these Star Wars adventure books were coming out randomly every 2 months or something, and then they stopped, and then it seems like someone said, hey, I got one more idea for a Star Wars adventure. They said, yeah, go ahead and do it. And it was the best one. I'm not just saying that because it's Ewoks, even though I am biased because of Ewoks. But there are the most expanded universe tie-ins in this comic book than all the other ones combined. All the other ones just ignore all the other, stories out there. But when they did Ewoks, they said, no, we're going to bring in the cartoon, we're going to bring in the movies, we're going to bring the Ewok movies, and as well as the original trilogy. We're going to tie everything in together. And I was just happy the whole time through reading that. I was like, oh wow. It was like they were tipping their hat to all those hardcore Ewok fans like myself who want to see Cheryl, whatever her name is, the either evil Dothamor witch in a comic book, even though she looks hideous in it. And that's kind of weird because she's kind of, I think she looks okay in the Ewok movie. Anyway, fantastic. If you don't get any Star Wars Adventures, you need to get this one, Shadows over Endor. Woo! 2 thumbs up. And I'm sure Yub Nub agrees. Yes, he does. All right, folks. We'll see you next time with another video.